All right, welcome back. Let's roll out to North Carolina. Shemeka Michelle, I've got a great topic for us to discuss today. Vivica A. Fox, who is from Indianapolis, went to high school with some of my relatives at Arlington High School in Indianapolis. Kind of, what is that, the northeast side? Or anyway, if I could have easily, although I'm younger than Vivica A. Fox, but I could have easily gone to Arlington High School. I actually visited there once, spent an entire school year. Thank God I didn't go there. I would have been in all kinds of trouble. But anywho, Vivica A. Fox, would she be considered a star actress, or was she like in a lot of Tyler Perry type movies? I can't remember, but she used to be really attractive. Now she's 60, and now she says she is ready to settle down. She's ready to marry as long as the man will let her go shopping all she wants. And, you know, she's got her stipulations and standards. Shemeka, what do you think of Vivica putting herself out there on the marriage market at 60? She sold her wild oats. Now she's ready to settle down.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. I will say I do think she's a star actress, considering she was in Independence Day and Kill Bill. She had some really large roles. Um, but I don't feel as sorry for Vivica as I do for the women that are following in her footsteps, because though she doesn't have the options that she did at 40, she's still Vivica, and it gives her more options than the no names that are listening to her, applauding her, and thinking that they should follow in her footsteps. I think as a mature woman, she should be responsible and tell these women, this may not be what you want to do. Go after your career and then wait until you're 60 to decide you're taking applications. When I saw some of the feedback that these women were given, I'm thinking they are delusional, because they are celebrating her and telling her, girl, you can still get anybody you want. And that's just not true. 2024 Vivica looks like she ate 1994 Vivica. It's not the same. So I think that she needs to come to reality, just as the women following in her footsteps. You won't have the same options that she has when you don't have a name. You don't have your own money. You won't be recognized. There's no clout in getting with you. You will not. Vivica may find her a nice guy. You said you're younger than she is. Maybe y'all will be a pair. I don't know. But these other women are not going to have the same options. So I just think that it's really irresponsible of her to act as if, she has the same options at 60 as she did at 40. She doesn't.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. Again, she went to high school with some of my relatives. I got the Carfax on that. I've looked at the odometer. I've looked under the hood. It's just too many miles. Now, the Vivica on the left, definitely was an item and worthy. And look, I've made the exact same dumb mistake she's made. It's just I'm more rational and self-aware than she is. I just wouldn't put it out there. Well, now I'm ready to settle down. And it's like, this is delusional. She needed to keep them thoughts to herself. When I first saw the pictures, and I'm just keeping it real, I was like, oh, look at Lizzo. She done lost some weight and got halfway cute. That's exactly what the thought, an authentic thought. And then I read the rest, and I was like, oh, this is Vivica. And I adjusted. I was like, I was about to celebrate Lizzo, but beyond that, I do think you're right, and I wish that she would keep it real for these young women, and she needs to be saying this exact same message that I try to send out every day on the show. Hey, don't make the mistake that I made. Vivica in her mid-late 20s, early 30s, had the world by the oyster and should have found a marriage partner then. And at 60, she's now about to find a bunch of guys that are like, Vivica, you dusty and you overweight, and the Carfax. We can't go nowhere because you may run into an ex-boyfriend. And again, those are like real thoughts. You don't want to be sitting out to dinner somewhere where 20% of the male people in that restaurant like, yeah, I tapped that. It's just not as attractive, and so the delusion and passing on that delusion to young people, I think, is the mistake and is what's dangerous. And pretending like she's happy here and this is some decision she made out of some rational decision. And you, as a mother of three daughters, I think you've nailed the point here of like, hey, don't send this message out to these young women. Don't have them repeat the same mistake you made. As in, once you get old, you should be passing on wisdom, not bad advice and not delusion of, this is Chelsea Handler is going to be putting out a similar video here shortly, doing the same thing. I'm finally ready to settle down. Which rapper should I marry after all the Wu-Tang Clan done run through it? Now she wants to settle down with X-Clan. I'm rambling. You're the lady here. You're the woman here. You have final say.
Yeah, I think any guy is not going to want to be trolled by 50 Cent, because I think that's what would happen if he's not up to a certain standard. 50 is going to have something to say. Most men don't want that type of trouble. And so I think if any man decides, oh, I'm going to chase Vivica Fox at 60, they're looking for a come up pretty much, because if you can have any woman you want, why choose one that's 60 who I'm sure her eggs are very powdered at this point? Mine are on the way, so I know hers are powdered. Why would you do that? And when we think about, some of these women have aged very well. We look at Nia Long, she's in her 50s. She looks great. Gabrielle Union, we saw a recent video of her where she looked terrible after some work, but by the time her face healed, she still looks good. A lot of them have kept in shape. They go to the gym. You can tell they care about what they look like. Vivica just hasn't done this. She's just chunky at this point. And she used to be a very beautiful woman. She's still cute, but she's fat and she's out of shape. And she doesn't have the body that she could have if she had, paid closer attention. I don't know. Maybe she was going for the Madea look. I don't know. But she's fat and out of shape. And that's just what's honest here. Some of them have aged well, and so they do have a little bit more options than Vivica. I just think at this point, her options are very slim. They're very few, and she should be doing what I'm doing and telling my children: find your person early and stay with him. Try to do life with that person. That's the way that it should be. Trying to make people think that you should go after your career. We age. And I said something like, because she said she needs a man that's not intimidated by who she is. And I said intimidated by who you were. I fixed it for you. And somebody said that I was trying to put her down. I'm not putting her down. She's still Vivica A. Fox. But the truth is, you are not who you used to be. You are not two can play that game. You are not set it off Vivica. Those days are gone. And when we as women can start being honest with that and stop pretending like we still have the body that we had at 20, I think the world would be a better place, and we could just give better advice to the younger women coming along. You age. Things don't sit the way they used to sit when you were 20. And that's just what it is. And I think Vivica should tell everybody that. You have others that feel like, they still have 40, 50, 60 years left in the game. No, the game is almost over. You're at the very end. This is Uno. Uno, you're about to be out.
I'm going to set a Vegas betting line. I wish I had thought of this beforehand on who might be the heavy betting favorite to snatch up Vivica A. Fox. And Robert De Niro is who comes to mind, but didn't he just have a baby with somebody else? Because I know he loves chocolate, and you know, Robert's probably pushing 80 in his late 70s. Maybe but I think he just had a baby by some young woman. So
I heard
I'm not sure who
young.
Yeah, I don't know who the betting favorite would be. You know, Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes. I know he went through some tax problems and did some jail time. Maybe you know. Wesley Snipes check with his parole officer, and maybe Vivica be. Anyway, thank you, Shemeka. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.